Okay, welcome everybody back to Steve Talks Boxing X, STBX, where we talk real boxing with real boxing fans. And welcome to the Roundup show with Darren, January edition. In the show, we're going to talk about the past highlights of the last month in boxing. And joining me, of course, is Darren from Sir Chatlock Boxing YouTube channel. Welcome back, Darren.
Cheers, Steve. Great to be back on again.
Yeah, long time no see.
I know, that last month's flew by, hasn't it? Really has.
It has. Considering Jan's a long month, it was a long month in boxing, but as well, wasn't it? Really, but it's gone. What the end of Jan now, so it's good for paydays and boxing schedules as well. So let's get straight into it. Who is your fighter of the month in January, and why?
My fighter of the month, I think. I mean, I don't think we've had loads to go by really this month, but I think the one that sticks in recent memory's got to be what happened on Saturday. Conor Walker.
Yeah, you're talking about this fight.
Yeah, against Harry Scarf. Yeah, he was getting. You know what I was going to say? Getting beaten comfortably. He was losing the fight. He lost pretty much every round.
Yeah,
and this is the beauty of boxing. He pulls out the punch, drops him, and then he carries on, stops and stops Harry Scarf. Nobody saw that coming the way that fight was going, and this is the beauty of the sport. What with things that can change so drastic like that, it only takes one shot. I was gonna give it, they could have given it to like a Nui or Opataya, but I thought, Conor Walker was the underdog in that fight. Harry Scarf was the favourite. He wasn't a massive underdog, but Harry Scarf was the favourite in that fight. Yeah. And it was pretty much going the way like the way the bookies were saying it was. It's going to be a point to win Harry Scarf, but the way he pulled that out of nowhere. This is the excitement and the beauty of boxing, isn't it?
Yeah, it was unbelievable. Even I was watching it live on Saturday night, and I said, surely Scarf, all he has to do is keep his distance, and he's won this fight at the start. Yeah. He was taller, he's rangier, and then I think he just got a bit tired at the end, and fair play to Walker. He stuck with it and caught him. So,
well, and British and Commonwealth champion now, welterweight champion now. I even saw the tweet before we come on here. Eddie Hearn saying he's eyeing some big fights now, so he will go on to. Perhaps even down the line, we might even get the Lewis Crocker rematch again. You never know.
Yeah, I saw that again. Fair play to him. It looks like he's signed a multi-fight deal as well, based on the back end of that fight. And like you said, it's amazing boxing sometimes how things can turn around. Your fortunes can turn around, can't they? Certainly in just one fight, really. And that's what he did. So, yeah.
Brilliant.
Good. Yeah, good for Conor Walker. That's what I say. Yeah. So who was your fight of the month in January then?
Well, again, really, even though it's been a fairly active month, compared to most January, I don't think we've had a lot of competition as regards fight of the month, because I look back at some of the boxer show they had, that they were all over very quickly. But for me, I was watching this fight actually at work on my phone, and I come home and I watched it back.
Naughty.
I know it's got to be Opataya versus David Nyika for me. I thought it was exciting what it lasted.
Yeah, this one. It was brutal finish in the end, though, isn't it? So.
Oh yeah, brutal finish. I mean, well, there you go. There's the picture that says it all. Brutal finish. But I actually thought Nyika had a bit of a roll of the dice when he could. He actually wobbled Opataya. I think it might have been the second round. He might have wobbled him, and we've never really seen that before. And I thought it was exciting what it lasted. And compared to what else we've had this month, I think that was one that sticks in the memory where I thought it was an exciting watch, especially when I'm at work watching on my phone. It's better than work as well. But even when I come home and I watched it, I was pleased with what I seen. I thought it was an exciting fight.
It's a good fight, and obviously Nikita, he can come again. He's young enough, isn't he? So he's young enough to come.
Oh, definitely. Well, the thing is, Steve, he was undefeated as well. Even though he was the big outsider in the fight, he had a go. He looks like he wobbled up Opataya. He had a go. He didn't shy away. I mean, that probably led to a bit of his downfall in a way. The way he was a bit more open and that. But Opataya, superb again. Yeah, and Oppenheimer was superb again, and he was just, he done what he does best, and I'm excited for his future.
Yeah, 100%. And you was talking about watching that in work time. I don't know if you saw my tweet on Friday. We was watching the Inoue fight on a TV on top of a table tennis table. That was our viewing for the fight anyway. Everyone enjoyed it.
Needs must.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone enjoyed it. I was introducing my work colleagues to obviously this unknown Japanese fighter, and everyone's going, "Wow, he looks good." So yeah, more fans there on the way.
Yeah, definitely.
Now we've got a brand new question. Boxing stinker of the month. This can be related in or out the ring, really, and it's just anything what you consider what's a stinker. What would your stinker of the month be, Darren?
Well, again, I looked at these. I looked back and I thought, first of all, is it Tyson Fury's 17th retirement announcement? But I thought, no,
that's an easy one, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, I did look at that and I thought, no. And then I was looking at, possibly could have been the Ben Whittaker, Liam Cameron rematch still falling through on, which looks like boxers' behalf. But I think it was the one that I saw, I think a couple of days ago now, where Eddie Hearn for me has had an absolute stinker here, and I've seen a lot of backlash for this as well. He thinks Inoue should be removed out of the pound for pound rankings because pretty much he's not fighting his fighter, which is MJ Akhmadliev.
Yeah,
that's pretty much why he's saying it, because he wants to get his fighter the fight, and he thinks that Inoue is actually ducking him, and he's saying that he's pretty much fought nobody, but I'm here to correct Eddie Hearn on that one.
Go on.
He's a four-weight world champion, and he's a two-weight undisputed champion. And I think he's had 29 fights, 29 wins, and I think it was 26 KOs. How can you remove that guy from the pound for pound list? Really, I mean, do you argue? Do you see his point a little bit? Or
I can see Eddie's point. I can see his frustration. That's why. You know what Eddie's like. If he doesn't get his way, you see his fighter, he's always going to put, his 10p's worth in. But to say that it is a bit ridiculous. He was due to fight Sam Goodman. Obviously, that fell through. Unfortunately, it would have been a better fight for him than Kim. But I think it's pure. That reaction was purely done on Eddie Hearn frustration with not getting his mandatory fighter in there. That's my opinion.
The thing is though that I can see that with the Kim fight, but let's remember it wasn't supposed to be that fight. It was a late replacement.
Yeah,
he's supposed to be Goodman. Goodman's very high in the rankings, so I don't see it like Inoue's ducking the big fighters in that weight division. But I can see a little bit with what he's saying about Akhmadliev, but he's also lost as well already, Akhmadliev, whereas Goodman hasn't. But to say he actually needs removing with his record, with what he's done in the different weight divisions, I think he's a bit deluded there. And I only see it as regards it's to push his fighter. That's all I can see it as. But I think he's 100%. Had a stinker with that one. I think he's had a stinker with that.
100%, yeah. Like I said, Eddie loves putting his 10piece in, and obviously it's creating people like us talking about it. And I think it's a stinker personally to even suggest that in the first place. But he said it now. Can't go back on his words, can he really? It's done. What would you say was the most controversial boxing moment of last month?
Well, this was very early in the month. And this one sticks with me because I've actually got, on my wife's side of the family, people that are related to Steve Woodall, who went to the fight.
So you're talking about this one?
This is the one, yeah. Steve Woodall, for me, he didn't start great in the fight. He got caught early. He got dropped with that picture there. But the controversy for me, the way that the referee, he got wobbled again. He was up the ropes. But the way that referee was so eager to jump in and stop that fight, I thought that was so controversial. It was such a bad stoppage for me. And people after that fight wasn't talking about a great victory for Callum Simpson. All they were talking about is the controversial stoppage where it ruined not only for me Steve Woodall to try and win the title, but it ruined for Callum Simpson as well. Even though he's coming back fighting so quickly this Saturday because his victory was so quick in that fight, I just thought the referee, I thought it was disgusting. I really, really did think it was a bad stoppage. Did you think it was too?
Yeah, I kind of thought the same. I thought it, if anything, it deprived Simpson of a stoppage. That's what I was looking at. I knew it's probably gonna happen, but he didn't give Woodall much of a chance to fight back. It was stopped too early. So, but like you said, Simpson's back on it. He's fighting again this Saturday. So he looks at the positive side of things. You know,
brilliant. I mean, he does. But like Steve Woodall, that was his great chance, and he's had it snatched away from it. He didn't. You know, I'm not going to say that Steve Woodall was going to win the fight. It wasn't looking. So he wasn't looking great for him, but he should have been given a chance, because when that referee jumped in, he walked forward and he was still in the exchange. So the referee was just far too eager, ready to jump in. I think it was because it was a Sky Sports fighter in Callum Simpson. I think he just wanted to.
Yeah.
I think he was just backing, to be honest.
Well, you never know. Simpson may honour a rematch, maybe a bit later down the line. He may go on to bigger stuff, to be honest with you. But it could always be there, couldn't it, really? So, and he's got to look at it as well and see what the fans think on that one. But I agree. I thought that stoppage was way too early.
Yeah.
And like I said, if anything, it deprived Simpson of the stoppage win, and we've seen some great knockouts from him as well, and I think that would have led on to another knockout reel to add to his collection as well. Moving on, fights, what you're looking forward to in February, Darren?
Well, the one nearest to us I can think of now is we got Adam Azim, which is the 1st of February, Saturday. Be interesting to see how he deals with Lipinets. I mean, the card fell apart a little bit, but I'm looking forward to seeing Adam Azim.
Yeah. We lost. We lost one of the interesting fights on there, didn't we?
Yeah. Was that interesting? I forgot what fight it was. It was Vidal Riley, wasn't it? And
Isaac Chamberlain.
Isaac Chamberlain. That's it.
Yeah, that was a cracker of a fight. Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Really good fight. Yeah, it's a shame that fell apart. It's sort of like made the card fall apart a little bit now. But another one like I'm going to be going to is Chisora and Wallin. I'm going to be going to that. I'm going to be going to that show. We've obviously got Zach Parker and Willie Hutchinson on that show as well. Nathan Heaney, which I'll be going to support. He'll be fighting on that card. Yeah, and then I think the Jack Cattrall card is an absolute cracker. Like I feel like it's a real solid domestic show. It reminds me of the one from a few years ago when we had Liam Smith versus Anthony Fowler, and we had Troy Williamson and Ted Cheeseman. And I mean, we've got Reece Bellotti and Michael Gomez Jr., which is the one we've been waiting for a while.
Yeah.
You know, we've got Zalfa Barrett versus Jazza Dickens, another good fight. Robbie Davis Jr. versus McCormack, another solid fight. And then there's like some decent fights on the undercard as well. You got Ashley Lane and McGrail on the undercard. Yeah. So that for me is a really good domestic solid show. And I think it's stacked for a UK card. I really think it's a good card. And then obviously we go on to Saudi, and we've got the last crescendo. I mean, you know, we're all touting it as the best card ever, aren't we? Do you believe it is?
Well, that was my question to you, Darren. Is this the best? You beat me to it. Is this the best undercard ever? I think it is. It's brilliant.
Yeah, I mean, you know, when you look at I've got the fight poster in front of me. When you look at the fight poster, I don't know whether that's the order they're going to go in. Who knows? But if it is, you wouldn't think that. I know there's like a few smaller undercard fights, but as regards to the main show, if that's how it starts, you will have Zhang and Kaboyel, which will be the first fight on the main card. I mean, that would just be something unheard of.
Crazy. Yeah.
I mean, it's madness. And you got Buatsi, Callum Smith, Virgil Ortiz, Madrimov, Carlos Adames, Shiraz, Shaka Stevenson, Floyd Schofield, and then we've got Daniel Dubois, Joseph Parker, which is just a brilliant 50-50 fight.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
Beterbiev, Bivol too. Fantastic card.
Hopefully, I know you put this on the tweet, that all them fights stay in place. Hopefully none of them fall off. That's
We ain't got long now.
Yeah, not long now. I don't want to curse anything, but hopefully all them fights stay in place. So probably the worst one for me on that card is probably the Stevenson fight. I don't know about you. So out of all of them, so yeah.
Possibly, but there is a little bit of beef there, which is, I mean, when you saw, Floyd Schofield weren't there, but when you saw the press conference, they were all saying they was hoping he was going to be there because the beef between them is like sort of selling the fight. But I honestly can't really pick a hole in any of them fights. I really like the card, and for me, it's the best overall card we've ever seen.
Yeah. I think we're being spoilt as fight fans for undercards. That is a very strong undercard. It's going to be hard to top that now. I think everyone's going to look at cards in the future and thinking, it's not as good as Beterbiev versus Bivol 2 undercard, is it? So I think they've stacked it. Yeah, they put that pretty high. I think that sort of standard.
Well, I actually done a show on my channel where we brought things like this up, where like the Eubank Junior Ben card, people are slating that card now. Is it because you're seeing the ones of like what's coming up in February, like with the last crescendo? That's we've been spoiled, haven't we? We have been spoiled, and it's getting to a stage now. Whereas if you have a couple of iffy fights on a card, it's a rubbish card now.
And that's
where we're at.
Well, hard as boxing critics and fans, I think nowadays anyway. So, but it's an interesting one. Can't wait. Roll on Feb. So that's what I say.
100%. Great month for boxing.
Great month, hopefully better than Jan. So Jan was a bit of a slow start, I think, for us fans out there anyway. But that's it for another show. Thank you, Darren, for your time. Appreciate that. Obviously, everyone out there, hope you enjoyed the video. Support the channel best you can with normal likes, comments, and see if you agree with Darren's predictions, verdicts and views anyway. And thanks for your time.
Cheers, Steve. Thanks, mate. Great to be on.
Thank you.